Joining us today is Davion All Day Franklin. His next fight is May 21st at Bellator 259 against Tyler King. Davion, thank you so much for joining us today. How's everything today, sir?
Everything's going good. Just got done sparring. Ready for war.
Got done sparring. Good stuff. How'd it go today, if I may
It's
ask?
good. It was a really good sparring session. One with Christian Edwards, Juan Adams. Those are the only two people of notable names I can mention.
No, beautiful stuff. You had a canceled bout in December of last year. I assume you're a little bit hungry to get back in the cage, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Preparing for your upcoming fight. How's training been coming along?
Training's been really, really good. Just been just focused on keeping the same pace, keeping a good pace. And that's really it, honestly. Everything else just falls into place.
Beautiful. Everything just falls into place. Changes from your last couple of fights to this fight. Is there any adjustments that you folks have made in training?
Oh, yeah, I was ready to show my adjustments in December, but that fight fell through. So,
It's a tough business sometimes. I did see on Instagram that you said coming into this fight, you were looking, I think the words you said were more cerebral. What does that mean?
One more time, please.
I saw on Instagram that you had said coming into this next fight, you were looking to be more cerebral, were the words that you said on Instagram.
Oh, no. I was saying that I am much more cerebral than I was my last fight.
Oh, beautiful stuff. No, that's great. Coming in against Tyler King, what is the game plan in this fight?
My game plan for this fight is just to fight my fight and do what I do. I'm sure he has more game plan for me. I'm sure he's going to want to take it to the ground, but we know what I do on the ground. So,
No, that's beautiful stuff. Any beef coming in with this opponent, or is it just business as usual with Tyler?
Just business. And I have no beef with anybody unless they try to get personal with me. But it seems like everybody's just, they just want to fight and get it over with. So, I mean, it's just business at this point.
Just business. I'd love to hear it. Training during COVID, any changes that happened down at the camp there?
No, I've been training full time, even through COVID. So nothing's ever happened. Training
full time. Great to hear. You're training at the legendary Jackson Winklejohn Academy. How is it training with such great, other sparring partners with such great coaches? They're a legendary camp down
there. Yeah, I mean, it's great. Just Jackson. I started my career off at Jackson Wink, and Jackson Wink has been very, very good to me. So, I mean, it's an awesome time, honestly.
No, that's great to hear. Legendary set of coaches. Now, what was the main reason that you had started in mixed martial arts? What drew you to the sport?
My motivation and my motives have changed. When I was before I came to this sport, I was kind of in a rough patch of my life. Just, I did the college football, had a little stint with professional wrestling for a little bit, even college wrestling too. And I knew I could still be a great athlete. I knew I still had a lot of athletic potential, and I just didn't know where to go. And I just knew I could be good at this sport, but I've never been great at anything. I've been good at other things, but I've never been great. And I just, like I said, I joined mixed martial arts because I knew I'd be good at it. But since I've been in it and my career has gone how it's gone so far, I want to be great at it. So
no, that's fantastic.
That's what's keeping me around, because I want to be the greatest heavyweight of all time.
That's the main goal. 5 to 10 years from now, your goal, you're saying you're looking to be the greatest heavyweight of all time, correct?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. I believe I can do it. So.
Absolutely love to hear it. This is fantastic. Now, getting into mixed martial arts, were there some fighters that you looked up to as inspirations within the sport?
Yeah. John Jones, of course, which is one of my homies too. Mike Tyson. That's pretty much it. Those are my two, my favorite combat athletes. But now that I'm becoming my own, I've become a combatant. I'm my own favorite now, but those two are the guys who inspired me the most. And just John Jones still inspires me a lot,
If the fighters you're looking up to are John Jones and Mike Tyson, you are clearly aiming for greatness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I didn't know that you had trained and looked at professional wrestling. Who are some of the guys you looked up to in professional wrestling, if I may ask?
Growing up, I watched a lot of professional wrestling. I didn't really train. I got recruited by Jared Briscoe my freshman year of college when I was wrestling in college. I had made it to the national tournament, and then it was in Spokane, Washington, and Jerry Briscoe kind of recruited me. And after I was done playing college football, I decided to give it a shot. He sent me to Texas to work with Booker T, but that didn't really go so well. And that was basically that. And I had like a little tryout at the Performance Center in Orlando. But I don't know. Growing up, I've always liked I like Batista, I like Goldberg, I like Kane, and Randy Orton. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, because I think so. That would have been kind of the Attitude Era, guys. I think Stone Cold and The Rock, and I
Yeah.
think just after that, some of those guys, right?
Mhm.
It's a fun
Yeah,
time for wrestling.
I like the powerhouses. Believe it or not, like it's funny. Like my blast double, like you seen him like when I hit Raz Hilton with it. My blast double. You watch professional wrestling, right?
I used to, not so much anymore, but I used to.
Okay,
But yeah,
me
go
neither.
ahead.
I don't watch it anymore either. But do you know what the move, the spine buster is, right? You
No,
ever heard
no,
of that move, the spine buster? Like when you lift
no.
the guy up. Okay.
Go ahead though. Describe it to me.
It's basically like a blast double. You lift him up on your shoulders like a tackle and slam him down. And yeah, I don't know. I've kind of like when I got into mat wrestling when I was 10 or 11 years old, I thought I would make it to the WWE because I was such a big fan of it back then. And like all the moves I ever did in mat wrestling kind of resemble moves in the WWE. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And it's kind of like carried into my adulthood. I still like to slam people. You know what I mean? That's just like what I like to do. So I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool, but I'm not really into it as much anymore.
No, I hear you. No, that's super cool, and that's fantastic and good to learn as well. Now you usually are fairly close to the weight limit. How much weight do you cut coming to these fights?
Uh, it just depends. So ideally, I like to be walking around in the 260s, but I'm a natural heavyweight, so I'm cutting like probably like 10 to 15 pounds sometimes 20.
Gotcha.
You know,
How
I
was the weight?
think the
Sorry, go
Raz
ahead.
Hilton fight. No worries. The Raz Hilton fight. Since we were doing the COVID, we had COVID, and I hadn't fought in a while. I didn't know when I was going to fight next until they were like, okay, you got Raz Hilton in a month. That's the biggest I let myself get. I think I had to cut 20 pounds for that fight.
20 pounds is quite a bit. Is that a normal amount that you would be cutting for a fight?
Like I said, usually about 10 to 15. But but the thing is, I'm not fat. I have a lot of muscle. You know what I mean? Like I have a 6-pack now. You know what I mean? So I'm still at 275 right now.
No, that's perfect.
So,
It's a good range to be in. For others who are starting in the sport, you've got some experience now. What advice would you be giving to other fighters who are looking to start in mixed martial arts?
make sure you're in it for the right reasons. That's what I would tell them. A lot of people, they hello? Okay. Yeah. A lot of people get into this sport just to get famous, honestly, to get some kind of quick fame and, just to call themselves a professional athlete. But they don't really go anywhere with this sport. And then it shows because I feel like the people who are in it for the right reasons, they have a fighter spirit. You know what I mean? They have the right mindset for it. And a lot of people don't have the right mindset for it. So just make sure you're getting in it for the right reasons because it'll show eventually down the line. Because you're going to go against somebody who really wants to be in this sport, who really wants to be a champion, who's really hungry. They're going to tear you apart.
Gotcha. So coming into this fight, we're Bellator 259 on May 21st. After this fight, you get a victory. When do you want to fight next?
The next card. Hopefully. Truly, man, I'm not over. Like I am supremely confident in this next. I would like to start climbing up the rankings. You see, I rank now, so that was pretty cool. I want to start getting some ranked opponents and showing, how good I really am.
No, that's fantastic to hear. Now, I was doing a little bit of homework on you, and I noticed on Instagram you follow some folks like Meek and Tyga, some Chris Brown, some 50. I want to ask you, because I'm a bit of a hip hop guy, who are your biggest hip hop influences? Who are some of the artists you loved growing up? Who are some of your the hip hop guys that you like?
Growing up, I was a big 50 Cent fan. 1 second.
Yeah, do your thing.
Oh yeah, growing up, I was a big 50 Cent fan, and who else?
Yeah, Get Rich
I
or
like,
Die Trying was like the biggest album that you and I would have had growing up.
yeah. I mean, I was a big fan of the Massacre too. That was my thing, man. I was like in 5th grade when that came out. The Massacre, that was my album. I still listen to that sometimes. Let's see, Young Jeezy, Ti. I like a little bit of Tiger too. I kind of always just follow him. I like party music. I like a lot of different kinds of music. But Meek Mill, I like what he stands for. Dream Chasers, just a guy coming from like an underprivileged area and having to fight his way to make it in this world. Like you gotta respect that. But yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And I feel like with Meek as well, he's a little bit underrated in hip hop. Like he's mostly known for the beef with Drake, but I feel like he doesn't get the recognition that he deserves.
Nah. Yeah, like Meek Mill, he's special, man. He's in prison reform. He's helping like a lot of guys who got wrongfully convicted get out of prison and stuff like that. I have an uncle who went to jail for 22 years of his life for a murder he didn't commit, and he just got out. So a couple years back. So I respect that,
No,
for sure.
absolutely, absolutely. No, it's great to hear all this stuff from you. Now, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask you, where can we check you out? Should I plug your Twitter, plug your Instagram? Tell us where we can find you.
Yeah, I'm mostly on Facebook and Twitter, but I mean not Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. But I think maybe like once I get like maybe verified or I get like a lot of more followers, I'm probably gonna delete my Facebook. So Instagram is probably the best way to check me out.
Perfect. Davion All Day Franklin. Let me ask you, where does the nickname come from?
The nickname comes from just me training relentlessly. When I first started the sport, no, when I first got signed to Bellator, I say like I like the name the Don Davion. It just rolls off the tongue really neatly. But I don't know. I think that's not really who I am. I think the Don's kind of like a loud, boisterous kind of name a little bit. And I feel like I met like 4 people who call themselves the Don too. So like, you know what? I train all day. I was like, maybe I should be every day because I'm training every day, but all day just sounds so much better. And then like, you know, when I'm fighting, when I was hearing when I was fighting Ross Hilton, when my coaches started saying all day, you kind of got to live up to you got a name like that. You got to live up to it. You know what I mean? You can't just be like a guy who just gasses out and don't do anything, but you call yourself all day. So it definitely just all day is just a mindset. You know what I mean? Like you know what? If I gotta do this shit all day, I can do this all day. You know what I mean? We can do this all day. No matter how tired I am, I'm not gonna stop. You know what I mean? And I didn't stop, and I will never stop. So that's where all
Definitely.
day comes from.
Good to hear. And once you get a nickname from your coaches, it kind of sticks, doesn't it?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
May 21st, Bellator 259. Davion All Day Franklin will face off against Tyler King. Anything else you want to let us know before we head out of here, Davion?
No, man, just enjoy the show. Hopefully Tyler King, he comes ready. He won't be like my last opponent and pull out for whatever reason. And I look forward to going out there and getting a W in the most respectful way.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us and making time for us, Davion. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Yes, sir. You too, man.
Thank you.